My crop sears.
Nature outside, walking through the river. Wasted your heart and never felt better. Walking away, running from your pain, running from being insane. Even though you're fractured, you're still not broken. Even though you're taken, you're still not stolen. Me and you will get there. See it through, almost there. I used to say that I did, I would say that. Where would you be at? Where would you be at? If I wasn't here to guide your way.
Some say I'm a feminist, some disagree with this. A woman needs rights, equality of the sexes. Where would men look if women were never restless? How would we look if work done was counterfeit? We need more power, strength, and opportunity. Trying to kill pain, a white man's supremacist. Trying to stay sane, a rich needs a unity. Growing by the day, laying down my genesis.
Even though you're fractured, you're still not broken. Even though you're taken, you're still not stolen. Me and you will get there. See it through, almost there. I used to say that I did, I would say that. Where would you be at? Where would you be at? If I wasn't here to guide your way.
It all gets worse from here. There's no better. They get what they ask for. Move without a passport, transport. Looking for home, you couldn't ask more. Selfish. That's what they called you when you speak your mind. Worthless. That's what you feel. You show it every time. Worthless. That's what you feel. You show it every time.
Even though you're fractured, you're still not broken. Even though you're taken, you will get there. See it through, almost there. I used to say that I did, I would say that. Where would you be at? Where would you be at? If I wasn't here to guide your way.
My crop sears.
Nature outside, walking through the river. Wasted your heart and never felt better. Walking away, running from your pain, running from being insane. Even though you're fractured, you're still not broken. Even though you're taken, you're still not stolen. Me and you will get there. See it through, almost there. I used to say that I did, I would say that. Where would you be at? Where would you be at? If I wasn't here to guide your way.
Some say I'm a feminist, some disagree with this. A woman needs rights, equality of the sexes. Where would men look if women were never restless? How would we look if work done was counterfeit? We need more power, strength, and opportunity. Trying to kill pain, a white man's supremacist. Trying to stay sane, a rich needs a unity. Growing by the day, laying down my genesis.
Even though you're fractured, you're still not broken. Even though you're taken, you're still not stolen. Me and you will get there. see it through, see it through, almost there. I used to say that I did, I would say that. Where would you be at? Where would you be at? If I wasn't here to guide your way.
It all gets worse from here. There's no better. They get what they ask for. Move without a passport, transport. Looking for home, you couldn't ask more. Selfish. That's what they called you when you speak your mind. Worthless. That's what you feel. You show it every time. Worthless. That's what you feel. You show it every time.
Even though you're fractured, you're still not broken. Even though you're taken, you're still not stolen. Me and you will get there. See it through, almost there. I used to say that I did, I would say that. Where would you be at? Where would you be at? If I wasn't here to guide your way.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Let's make sure everything's fine. Man, it's been a long time. All right, so everything looks good. Everything looks fine. Let me tap into it. Okay, yeah, everything is fine. They can hear because I can see the. Yeah, I can see the captions on the. I can see the captions popping up on Facebook and YouTube. It may be easier for me to read the comments looking on my tablet also. But can you hear that music?
A little bit, yeah.
Jesus. And the bad part about it, YouTube, it's real tricky. Shout out to everybody who's watching on YouTube. It's real tricky
Yeah.
going live with that in my background because YouTube can ban your video.
We're having some music in there.
Man, it's been a long time since I did this, or at least went live with it. So I'd like to welcome everyone to the Model Manage Your Career Podcast. Okay, everything was good. Everything is going smooth. So my name is John. I am the host. Today I am with Aspen from Virginia.
Yeah.
So let the people know how old you are, how tall you are,
Ooh.
and what type of modeling you do.
Okay.
And if you're signed or not.
Okay, so everyone, my name's Aspen. I am from Virginia. I am 29 years old. I am 5'6". For modeling, I do a little bit of everything. I've been doing a lot more commercial work lately, but projects I like to do on my own, I like to do like creative concepts, do swimsuit, boudoir, a little bit of everything. I've done some runway recently. And I currently do have a talent agency here in Richmond that is helping me with the commercial portfolio, and that is Liquid Talent Agency.
And that music, excuse my language, that music is loud. And the kids is louder than it seemed like my camera shaking and stuff.
Yeah.
The kids is louder than the music.
I can only hear the music if that makes you feel any better. And that's like very slight music.
All right, so if anybody is watching this, you hear that music in the background. That's the people next door, which I don't understand what for a reason they playing that loud of music. What am I supposed to be doing? I'm supposed to be tagging somebody in this. Now, for some reason, I couldn't even add your fan page to the caption.
Oh, that's weird.
It won't even let me. Even when I type you in, it's not even popping up. It's not popping up at all. Let's make sure. Let me try it again on my tablet and see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not popping up. Let's see. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. So, start off. How did you get into modeling?
So back in the day, modeling has just been something I've always been interested in. Like when I was in middle school and high school, I used to watch America's Next Top Model like it was my job. Yeah, it was something I always wanted to pursue, but I grew up in a very small town, so the opportunity wasn't always there. So I took the whole college route. I've been working in a career for like 5 years, and I actually, it's really funny. So I'm also a photographer. So I actually was shadowing a friend that has a successful photography business in 2020 because it was something that I wanted to get back into. And I had fallen back into photography with traveling and like wanting to make sure I was capturing memories and moments from my travels and stuff. And so then I wanted to start capturing moments of people for people. So I was shadowing a friend for a few months for like graduation shoots, engagement shoots, all that. And then for my birthday, as like a thank you to me for helping him out the last few months, he did a birthday shoot for me. And then it kind of made me realize that I miss being on the other side of the camera. So after that, I just kind of started working with local photographers here and kind of jumped back into it just for fun, just to see where it could go, because it was something literally over the last 10, 15 years that I've just done here and there on the side for fun. Or if someone needed someone to wear clothes just to take photos in to put on their social media or their website, it was something I would be like, oh yeah, sure. So then once I started doing it, and I don't know, I was just gaining traction in my area and like getting photographers' attention, and people were reaching out to me to shoot, that then I was like, maybe I should see where I can actually go with this. So
Sure. What's your photography name?
my photography name is Aspen Brown Photography.
Oh, my bad. So I didn't know you. Hold on. Let's see how that looks when I do that. I didn't know you was following me. My fault.
Yeah.
What? Let's see if I can get that to pop up. Okay, I don't know if that's popping up or not. I get so many notifications. Sometimes I don't even check them. But I just followed it back. I just followed it back. How do you get into photography? Like, what do you want to do more, photography or the modeling stuff?
Modeling right now has my focus. I got into photography actually in high school. I took a photography class, and the time it was kind of just like an easy A, but I learned how to use Photoshop, and I learned all these programs that I didn't know that I would need later on in life. And so I studied architecture in college, and oddly enough, like you photograph your models, you photograph buildings and do all these things, and then you use Photoshop to clean up an image or to really to be able to photograph like a small intricate model that you've built by hand and photograph it in a way that shows the space so that you as a human could understand what it would feel like to be in that space. So it was something that I used throughout college, and we would go to different like cities or different museums and stuff and just appreciate the architecture and then photograph buildings, all that jazz. So it's been something that I've kind of tiptoed around a lot.
Cause I used to, I don't know. I know how to do photography. I don't want to say I don't like it. I know how to do photography. I don't like being on other people's time.
Gotcha.
You know, like a model do a photo shoot and then like 2 days later she want all the photos. That's the only reason why I couldn't do it for real.
Understandably. Like I think I enjoy more of like capturing cityscapes, landscapes, and like travel photography than I do
than just people.
With people, yeah. But because of how I've gotten into modeling and I do like to do creative concepts, like I don't want to be like a family photographer. Like I would rather be like the creative photographer. Like I'd want to do projects like how I model versus like the typical like, I don't know, engagement or family photographer.
You got what kind of camera do you use? Use Sony camera?
Yeah, I'm a Sony girl.
Sony is where it's at. This camera right here. This camera I got right here is so good. Let's see if I can show you something. This camera is so good that it does this. Right? Why is it not doing it? Okay, so now it's not doing it. But the autofocus on this thing.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
So for like people that do YouTube videos, they'd be like,
"This is great." Yeah.
Let me see if I can find something. So people that be like, you know, and this is the makeup brush that I use. And it does that, and it blurs out the rest of the background.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. You know how to do video?
So I haven't really, like, I need to experiment more with video.
Mm-hmm.
Because I am great at doing like BTS for my photographer friends, but I typically just stick to doing that on my phone versus like using my camera for that.
I do my gym videos. I do all my modeling videos right off my phone and with a smartphone gimbal. I don't know if you ever heard of a smartphone gimbal before, but
yeah, the gimbal.
Yeah, it stabilizes the video.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
People are like, how you shoot your videos? What do you use? Because I know videos in photography.
Yeah.
I use this.
Yeah, I got that same one.
Yeah, I got another one in my room. And I edit on my phone. So what do I use on my phone? I use KinMaster. And I use an app called VN. So the only thing I edit on my computer when it comes to video is the video that I take with the camera. Other than that, all photo shoots, my gym videos, I record right on my phone. Right now I'm looking into smartphone lenses.
Okay.
Yeah, and you know those cost like $100, $200. Those help the video. But, you know, there's only so much you can do. But since we ain't doing nothing but just shooting video and posting it straight to social media, it's like you don't need nothing
Yeah, too extravagant.
You don't need nothing extra.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a YouTuber, so there's no need for me to be shooting videos and professionally editing it. When I mainly just use YouTube and not YouTube, Facebook and Instagram. I do want to get into the YouTube stuff, but just to have to carry a camera around,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I want to do that. And then the whole little vlogging and all that stuff that people be doing, and it's way more convenient for me just to do BTS with my phone.
Yeah, I agree.
Way easier. All right, let's make sure. So right now I'm looking at my tablet on this side. So I know it's more people. It's more people. Because I ain't did this on Facebook in so long, but it's more people on YouTube than Facebook, which I'm actually surprised. But what's your ultimate goal with modeling?
My ultimate goal. I mean, to be able to just do it full time, to be able to travel with it. I don't know. Right now, I'm really enjoying the ride. I'm having fun. I have just seen opportunities to start to line themselves up, and that just is so reaffirming and reassuring to me that I'm literally walking in my purpose. So, yeah.
What's the biggest opportunity you've gotten from modeling?
So I actually got to walk in New York Fashion Week this past fall in September.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty exciting for me I mean, it was just something that I never even imagined that I could do. Like, it wasn't even a goal for me because I was just like, I'm not tall enough. Like, I'm not the standard model. So, like, why would this be a goal for me when literally everything's up against me? But yeah, I got to walk in Coastal Fashion Week, and I've got a friend whose line I got to walk for. So that was pretty awesome to be able to support someone while doing it.
How tall are you?
5'6".
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, you shorter than the requirement.
Yeah.
And how long you say you been modeling?
So, I mean, it's like something that I've been slightly doing here and there since I was like 18 or so, but like within the last year, it's been what I've been focusing on.
Yeah,
Like
because I
year and a
think.
half.
Well, what's the first magazine of mine that you was in? Do you remember?
I think the first one I was in was X Premiere. Oh, first one of yours?
Yeah. You remember?
No, I don't remember.
Was it? It wasn't. Was it this year? Because you've been in my magazine.
A few times.
You've been in my magazine. You've been in my magazine a lot.
Yeah. It might have been one of the first swimsuit ones that was like in June, May or June, maybe.
It was this year?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Instagram would tell us how long we've been Facebook friends. I mean, not Facebook friends.
Yeah, it's gonna
follow
tell
each other on Instagram. Let's
true.
see if I can go back and see. I know typically a lot of my followers come right after the magazine releases.
Yeah, that's valid.
Actually, don't say. I would actually have to. No, I won't say. But the last time, yeah, it probably was June. Because looking at. All right, so let me know if you. I wonder if I can show this. I don't know if I can show this. You remember this photo?
Yes.
Was that the first? No, I don't remember.
No, there was a blue swimsuit that I believe was in your magazine. Let me see if I can find it.
Because I personally started to see you the most, like probably the last few months. Because there's so many people, I've been doing magazines since 2018. So it's so many people that's in it. But I really, really see people when it's like, because it look like you always doing something. Like you always busy.
I do have a couple friends who like legit ask me when I stop working, and it's rare.
So I think what is okay? It says 20 VSN. What is VSN?
20 Vision.
Oh, Vision. Okay, I should have figured that.
Yeah.
It looked that may have been
That
may have been the first one. Yeah, I think that was. I gotta stop doing that. Take my mic, my voice away. But yeah, that was the first one that I see. No, it's not. Yeah, so I think the one I just showed you was the first one. Because that's from July. The blue photo in the swimsuit is from August.
Oh.
And you shot that with what is it? CBs?
Yeah. CBs.
Yeah, I think that was the first. That was the first one. Now, other than that, it was the one with. Just if I stroll really quick, it was the one with you and the other model.
Yes.
That was last month, I think.
Yes, that was last month. That was the end of summer swimsuit.
Yeah. So I think it probably was June, May or June.
Yeah.
I got a real bad habit of being like, hey, my magazine released in October and they don't come out until December. I'm really, really bad at that. But one of the things, especially with Caviar, is a lot of people when they add credits, they'll add the credits wrong, like they'll misspell something.
Mm-hmm.
They'll credit somebody wrong. It's hard for me to contact people, so it's like it tends to throw back my release dates. But for me, I mean, it don't matter to me. It's usually the people that's in it that's doing the most fussing about when it's coming out. But I try to tell people that's just one of the things about running a magazine. When I first started, I used to put my magazines out way early before the release date. Now, the more I do it and the more work I be having, it'd be like 2 months behind. To the point where I be having to change the title. So a magazine are supposed to, like the end of the summer magazine was not supposed to come out when it came out. I had to change the name because I think summer ended September 22nd. So I had to, and I knew it was coming out around the time. I had to change it to that name.
And you did like 2 volumes, right?
Yeah, I did 1 and 2. Yeah. So I think if I'm correct, 1 came out on time, 2 didn't.
Yeah.
And then like even with I got a fall issue. I think fall ends sometime in December.
Yeah.
Yeah. That magazine ain't gonna be out in the fall. Cause it's like it's so much work, especially doing everything on my own. It's a lot. So I be in the gym a lot, but when I come home, I'm sitting here and I'm sitting here, and then when I'm free, I'll hop on the game or something like that. But it's really, really time consuming to do
And you
magazines.
got 6. So it's
You
not
know,
even one magazine. It's all 6 of them.
so 6. So it's easy to do. It's easy to put together. You know, all I use is Photoshop and InDesign.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hard to complete it and make sure everything is right, because it can be something. It can be a mistake that I made, and now I got to take the whole magazine down,
Mm-hmm.
fix it, and then upload it. And it's like, you know, but it's fun. Like, it's something that I actually would do forever.
How did you get into it?
All right, so how did I get into doing magazines? Oh, so with my modeling team, I used to submit them to magazines, right? And I got tired of being rejected. So I said, I just do my own. That way I know I can never worry about being rejected.
Mm-hmm.
And then the bad part, when I start rejecting people, and then I get the DMs, they'd be like, oh, so why you delete, why you cancel my submission, or why you accept it and then cancel it? Because that's just the thing with caviar. That's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But people be like, if I go to your people, I'll reject somebody's photos. They'll say, oh, I went to your Instagram and my photos look better than all the photos on your Instagram. The same stuff, the same issues that I had when I used to submit photos to magazine, people do to me, if not worse.
Yeah.
It get way worse when you the person that runs the magazine. So it's like, I completely understand how it feels now when you reject people. Because when I was getting rejected and I was getting upset, and I'm frustrated trying to figure out why. Now I'm doing it to people, and it's like, I see. That's the main reason why I started. Because like, if my photos ain't good for you, so and so stuff, I'll do my own and release my own photos myself. So my first, and I still got my first magazine. I got my first 5 magazines. My first magazine was probably the worst one. Because it's like, at that time you just put in anything. You don't really have a you don't really have a standard. You just putting anything in it. And then as I grow, you start to be a lot more particular. Like, it's like with models. When a model first starts, you shoot with everybody. And then as she starts to take it serious, she starts shooting with certain people. Like people that's only good. So that's how it happened with the magazine. Now, people always ask me this. I've been doing my magazine for 3 years, and I'm at 12K. My jump came from COVID. It didn't come from the magazine. When we was on lockdown, those 3 months and you couldn't shoot. That's where my jump came from, because right when we went on COVID is when I started doing this.
Gotcha.
And I started going live on Instagram. Like, I ain't been live on Instagram in months. But when we on COVID and everybody's in the house, this is like your best friend. Yeah. So I was going live, and I was doing this. Even though I started with the live stuff first. And the thing with these magazines is you don't, my bad. See, look, so when you're live, there's always something that goes wrong. But let me fix this right quick. As long as y'all can still hear me, that's all that matters.
I still hear you. I was like, someone hasn't called you yet, so that's a shocker.
Nah, I got my phone on silent, but I got a whole lot of messages, because I can see the messages as they come in on my tablet. All right, y'all, there you go. Yeah, so I can see the messages as they come in on my tablet. What was I saying? See, I gotta get my tablet out the view. Let's see.
You're good there.
All right. Oh, yeah. So you never know who runs. You don't know who's behind these magazines, right? So when I first went live on Instagram off of EVON Magazine page, that was the most watched live I've ever had. Because it's like, imagine following a magazine and all of a sudden they go live. You go tune in just to see what it is.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is gonna sound bad, but I think that was probably the first time people seen I was black. Because the comments and all that stuff, it was I got comments that was like, oh, it's good to see the person that's behind the magazine. Right?
Yeah.
You can tell if you go to my page, a lot of the models, they're black, right? That's not something that I did on purpose. Before I went live, I swear I don't know if this sounds bad or not. Before I went live, I didn't have that many black models in my magazine. The moment I went live, and then I think Jesus, did you hear that?
Yes, I can hear that one. Definitely heard that one.
For everybody that's staying in apartment buildings, you know exactly how I feel right now. Hold on a second. Hold on. Can you hear me? Yeah, you can hear me. Jesus Christ. You know what? I know what I can do. I know exactly what I'm gonna do to mask this out. So as I talk, we're just gonna put some music in the background. But where was I at?
When you went live.
Yeah, so before I went live, I didn't have that many black models in my magazine at all. The moment I went live, I think what that did was the black photographers and the black models that was following me supported, and it jumped my magazine. So I understand when I get a message from a non-black model or photographer, do I accept? Because I've had photographers ask me, do I accept non-black models in my magazine? If you go off my Instagram, it'll look like I don't.
Yeah.
If you actually get the magazine, you'll see it's actually more non-black models than black models. So I understand now when I get those messages, they'd be like, do you accept non-black models? But when I first started, it was a total opposite. It was like, oh, all the models on your pages are white or non-black. Do you accept black models? I'm like, yeah, I do. But I think the thing was, by me doing this, I don't go live as much anymore. But by doing this, and then for a lot of people who DM me, I don't reply back through text. I reply back with a video. So you're one of the people who I've never replied back with video wise. I've just always sent you text as a DM reply. But because I'm a trainer, if I'm in the gym and I get a message, somebody be like, how do I get inside your magazine? I literally go in the bathroom and be like, this is how you do it. All that helped grow my magazine. On top of that, for the people that look like, or for the black photographers and models, it was like, oh, so the person that runs this is black. But at first, it wasn't like that at first. I had a hard time getting people that was black inside the magazine at first. So the reason why I have an EVON Black EVON Black magazine was because my EVON magazine, at first, I couldn't get black models. So I separated it just to have an all black magazine. But then when my magazine released, I don't have a copy of one of those magazines, but it'll say EVON Magazine Presents. Then it'll say EVON New York or Bold Magazine. That takes people to the EVON Magazine page. So it you'll also see that I do have black and white models inside the magazine, but going live like this and talking to people grew my magazine. Now, I don't know if I've ever replied back to you like a robot. You ever DM somebody and you get like a default, it seems like you get a default message. Like
I don't think I have, but I know what you mean because I know how you can set it up.
Yeah, because you can do that on Instagram now.
Yeah.
People used to DM me and I used to immediately say, they'll be like, so how do I submit photos to your magazine? I send them a copy and paste message.
Mm-hmm.
But then I started doing that once I started going live. I started making my DMs a lot more human.
Personal. Yeah.
The bad part about that is a lot of people get upset because they'll be like people will DM me photos. And at first I used to be like, click the link in the bio to submit. Now I'll literally reply back exactly what I think. And it's like, it's a good and a bad part to it. Because for a lot of people, you're not getting a robot answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, for some people, I probably should have gave them a robot answer. Like, just click the link in my bio.
Yeah.
But, like I'll write a message to be in all lower caps. With the first letter, the word "the" would be the first word in the sentence to be lower caps. It wouldn't be no periods, no commas. At first, it was correct punctuation because I was told that's what you had to do. I was also told when you first start, you don't show yourself. Only because of, I don't know if this sounds bad. Only because, I don't know if I want to say it like that. Let me figure out a better way of saying it. A lot of magazine people, we in the same group, right? So me and a lot of these other people that run magazines, we all talk. Mm-hmm. Now, some of us know how each other look, but we talk. That's why it's an issue when models submit the same photos from the same set to multiple magazines, because I can see what other magazines are putting out before you see it.
Gotcha.
So I'm, I don't go and check what Elements or who else? Malvi. I don't go and check what they're doing. But if I wanted to, I can actually see the magazine because we're all in the same. We're all kind of like in a group together. When I first started my magazine, a magazine owner, he told me when I first went live like that, because he was following me on Instagram, he told me not to do that. Don't go live like that. Because you don't want people to get to know the person behind the magazine. You just want them just to know the magazine. But the way I started my modeling career was I started in fashion shows. I had to be seen. Then I got a modeling team. I had to be seen. And then after my modeling team, I used to coordinate photo shoots between models and other photographers from other states. I had to be seen. So it's like me having a magazine. Yeah, probably if COVID didn't happen, I probably wouldn't have ever shown myself. But it's already too late now. I already showed myself now. But I was literally told not to do that at first. If you go, like, a lot of people don't know. If the owner of Walmart walked by us right now, we probably won't know. Now, if you ever walked there, if you ever worked at Walmart, you know who he is, because when you do the orientations, they show you the little video of the history of Walmart, stuff like that. But we don't know how the people that run Vogue magazine looks. And what's the other magazine that's out? Elle magazine and Bazaar. We don't know how those people look. Yeah. So I was told if the big people don't do it, the small people don't do it. But I didn't have nothing to do during COVID. like the lockdown was the first. I'm 36. That's the first pandemic or anything serious like that affects the world that I've ever experienced. Then everybody got the internet. We walk around with the internet in our pockets. I didn't know if I prop my phone up like this and talk to people was a bad thing. But it's like now I'm used to doing it. I'm stuck doing it. So because the largest independent magazine on Instagram is Elements. Elements magazine.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what he looks like?
Nope.
Yeah, he's black too. You go to his page, you go to his Instagram page, you barely see any black models. Now that's not his fault.
Yeah.
But he got a large following. He can bring almost any model exposure. You know, of any, you know, he works with celebrities. You know, he got models on his magazine that got blue checks. But the people that follow him or the people that love the magazine or even the people who submit would never know who he is. Like, I know who he is. I know how he looks and everything. And he probably has no reason to ever go live on Element's page because he has a personal page, but he probably has no reason to ever name any podcast. Probably has no reason to ever go live. The man got 194K followers. He go live, he getting at least 2,000 people, if not more. But, you know, ain't no need. You know, even Jesus Christ.
How louder?
Even during COVID, I'm quite sure he's one of the magazines that had no issues with getting submissions. You know, he released like 3 or 4 magazines of just one.
Yeah.
So I'm at the point where I'm able to release 2 of one. He releases 4. So, and he's literally the largest. Jesus Christ. Why is he throwing my? It's like throwing my vibe off right now. He's the largest independent magazine. But right now, for me, it's like, you know what? I don't mind this. Because at the end of the day, having a podcast and doing my magazine is something that I'll do for the rest of my life. It's very easy for me to either go live and talk, or, you know, me and you, we could have this conversation and never went live at all.
Yeah.
And it would have still been content for my podcast. So I'm gonna be doing those forever. Yeah, that's how I got into doing magazines. I don't know what my goal is, my end goal. I have no idea. So when people be like, "Hey, what are you gonna do in 5 years?" I don't know what I'm gonna be doing in 5. If you would have asked me 10 years ago, if you would have asked me 5 years ago, will I be doing a magazine? I would have told you no. You know, so 5 years from now, I'm still be doing a magazine. I'm still be doing my podcast, but who knows? I might start doing media. I might literally start doing video for real. So it'll be a lot of video content on the EVON magazine page besides just photos. The thing that I do want to do when it comes to my magazine is I want to be able to actually start traveling to people shoots who are shooting for my magazine. Okay. It's people who are it's people who will text me or who will DM me and be like, "Hey, what's your upcoming thing? I want to shoot for the magazine." And then I tell them, and they'll go out and shoot and make a promo video and send it to me. So on my EVON TV YouTube page is promo videos. Those people who specifically shot for the magazine. I want to be able to go out to the actual shoot. So if I know somebody shooting next week, and then the building alarm rings. This stream just got completely ghetto right now. I mean, Jesus. I don't even know how I'm gonna piece this up for the podcast. I'm a definitely. This is gonna be funny for Instagram. I'm a definitely piece this up for Instagram. I'm getting some Instagram views off of this because this right there is crazy. So for everybody that's watching, this is what happens when you're doing a live podcast because you can't control what's going on. If this was
We thought the music was bad.
Yeah, if this was not live, that fire alarm, I can completely take out the video because I know how to do that. So I don't even know if we can finish this conversation. We might have to come back to this because I can't go live. I can't stay live like that, and that's irritating me already. But when the next day you free?
Friday.
Friday evening.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna do a part 2. This time, my setup right now, I'm not gonna touch. So if we go live at 4, we'll be live at 4. They won't be home at the time. They usually do this every night. Oh, Jesus Christ. So I'm definitely piecing this up for Instagram. This is gonna be. I'm piecing this up tonight. As soon as we get off live, I'm downloading it and I'm chopping this. I'm chopping this up. This definitely ain't going on my podcast. It's definitely not going.
Friday. We got Friday.
All right, yeah, because I leave the gym Friday at 1. What time you want to do it on Friday?
Friday would probably have to be 7 Eastern.
What time is that? My 7 your time?
7 my time, so 6 your time.
Okay, 6 my time. Okay, cool. Yeah, because I still watch wrestling. Wrestling comes on at 7 o'clock. My time. So yeah, we do it at 6. We'll be off by 7. Lord. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna keep this video on YouTube. I'm gonna keep the link in my bio. I'm gonna let people watch it. We gonna do a part 2. I'm gonna make another flyer for Friday. And then we'll do it on Friday. We'll actually start on time this time because this is so crazy, right? Somebody did comment. I don't know if you've seen the comment, but somebody did comment. He wrote, "Yo, Giant Model." That's actually BH Studios from Florida. So yeah, we will come back to this on Friday. So whatever you're about to do for the night, enjoy yourself.
Thank you. You as well.
I'm finna have fun piecing this up for Instagram. So I'm gonna work on this tonight. I might post a clip tonight. I might post a clip tomorrow. Tomorrow Thanksgiving. So I'm really got time to piece this up. I'm gonna piece this up with the fire alarm, with the loud noise in the background. I'm gonna do something funny because I tend to be funny on social media. And we go do this again on Friday. So I will text you Friday when I leave the gym to see if you still want to do it, and then we'll do it at 4 o'clock.
All right.
So other than that, you have a good night. I'm finna see what's going on in the hallway because whatever's going on in the hallway right now is definitely throwing me off. But I'll see you soon.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.